What does your wedding questionnaire look like? Welcome to You Asked, our short form podcast where we take questions from you and answer them in 10 minutes or less. Today's question is brought to us by Joshua Yee. He asks, what does your wedding questionnaire look like? Such a good question. And if you're not using questionnaires in an automated workflow, I highly recommend doing this. Questionnaires give us a lot of information and help make sure that we are ready to go on a wedding day. There's a lot of different things, a lot of different theories. I'm going to share with you what I'm currently doing with my wedding questionnaires. And if you head over to howtofilmweddings.com/shop, we have our questionnaire. It's $35, and you can check it out, download what we have, and incorporate it into your system. So there's two different questionnaires that I work with. Kind of two different types, and that would be if I'm working with a planner or if I'm just working with the couple and then they've also hired a planner. There's a little bit of a difference. One is if it's just this referral from a planner. As I do some higher end weddings, I don't want to be sending a ton of automated things to couples if they've hired a planner that I'm good friends with and the planner has referred me. So that's one. And then the other is if just a couple finds me and I'm a little bit closer with them, that's when I'm going to send them a different kind of questionnaire. The main difference is going to be if there's any information that a planner could give me, I'm not going to be asking it in the questionnaire that I'm sending to that bride that's working with a higher end planner, or any planner, really. It just depends on your relationship. So if I'm heavily working with the couple, I might ask a lot more of the questions. It's a little bit longer of a questionnaire. So I currently have two different questionnaires that I send out, though. And the first one I send out about 4 months before the wedding day. It's automated through my HoneyBook system. And this is more of a vibe kind of questionnaire. I kind of stole this idea from Nick. And it's more questions about who they are and what makes them tick. And some of the questions might be things like, what kind of music do you listen to? Have you picked a first dance song yet? Where do you all go on dates? What's your favorite thing to do together? What are you looking forward to on your wedding day? If I could film only a few things on the wedding day, what would they be and why? Who's your best man? Why did you pick them? Stuff like that. That's just more getting them to let me in on the vibe of who they are as a couple. Favorite movies, favorite desserts. I'm just trying to get to know them on a level that's more personal, because what we do is a much more personal thing. And so I use HoneyBook. There's an automated questionnaire, and it goes out 4 months out, and it reminds them if they didn't submit it. But that gives me tools to whenever I'm meeting with them again, to be able to talk through some of those things. You know, one of the questions is, tell me your story. How'd you guys meet? How'd you get engaged? All that kind of stuff. Give me as little or as many details as possible. The more details I have, the better. And that usually gets me really ahead on pre-production and getting to know the couple, so that when I meet with them again, I can dig further, ask more questions, and then start to put together creatively some of the ideas that I have. The second questionnaire that I send out is going to be 1 month out. And this is going to be more logistics. And a lot of the times of the working with a planner, the planner can answer most of these. But this one is going to be more questions for video that help me out. Who is speaking at the ceremony? Is there anybody speaking besides just you and your fiance and the officiant? Is anybody reading a letter? Is there anything happening at the ceremony I need to be aware of? Details and logistics. When and where are speeches happening? Will you be doing a rehearsal dinner? What are the addresses to the venues? Like stuff like that. Is the ceremony indoors? Is it outdoors? Is the reception indoors? Will you do a cocktail hour? Are you doing a first look? Like, a lot of it can be figured out with a timeline, of course. So in that one, I say, please attach your timeline, your final timeline, so I can look through it. And if they're working with a planner, I don't include this, but if they're not really working with a planner, then I will have a spot for list your photographer, list your florist, list your cake maker, like all this stuff. So they're filling all of that stuff in. Most every one of my couples are using a planner, and most of the time I can get that information from them. And so just be aware with your questionnaires that you're not annoying, and keep them brief to the point, the things that you need for your production. But questionnaires can be a huge tool for you. They really can. And if you're not using them, I would highly recommend either going to ChatGPT and asking for questions, or finding on our shop the specific questions we use. But start to incorporate these. Even if you don't use something like HoneyBook, set yourself a reminder and you pick, when would you want these questionnaires to go out? For me, 4 months out, I do a questionnaire, and I try to do a phone call 3 months out, or a Zoom call to walk through things as they're getting closer to the wedding day. And then as we do a final call, I want those details, the logistics, that I can walk through and make sure that I have everything I need. And so, be sure to check those out. Be sure to include questionnaires. And before I head off today, I just want to remind you, our mastermind group opens for enrollment in late January. If you do not know what I'm talking about, we've got some big and exciting announcements coming up soon. If you head to howtofilmweddings.com/mastermind, you can see all the details. But if you are looking for a community to do this business with, to go further, faster, if you're looking for in-person events, if you're looking for personal mentorship and training, this might be the perfect fit for you in 2025. So with that is the end of this episode. Have a great rest of your week, and until next time, we'll see you.